morning, investor and corporate. Welcome to SET Digital Roadshow 2021 year-end performance review. This session will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. Company will start the session by 30 minutes presentation, followed by 15 minutes Q&A. During Q&A, investor may leave your questions in the meeting room chat box or use your raise hand function. Then we will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. May I now invite SCG Packaging Public Company Limited to start the presentation, please.
Okay, thank you, Krab. So today we have two presenters. CFO, Khun Naladej Gesuwan will be the main presenter for today, including myself from the IR team. So may I pass this over to Khun Naladej, Krab?
Yes, good morning. So let me just start by recapping our achievement, our strategy, and 2021 in overall, and then Mr. Wikon, our IR director, will talk about our path in 2022. So let me start from our vision, which is actually the keyword is on consumer packaging solutions, innovative and sustainable. So this vision translates into what we call aspirations. We have three main aspirations as a driver of our strategies and our actions. One is on growth, which we say quality growth with progressive financials. The second one is on becoming customer solutions and moving more toward consumer by being a top of mind in terms of innovation and sustainability. And the third aspiration is on becoming an ESG leader. So we'll talk about that a little bit on what we have done on these three fronts. And to support our growth, our consumer solutions and our ESG, we have also implemented a global management platform, which includes things like operation excellence in terms of how we operate our plans and how we do our business, as well as people management. So let me first start from growth. If you look into what we have achieved in the last year, we actually have two parallel paths in delivering growth. One is on a merger and partnership, which we call M&P. In a way, it's actually a merger and acquisition. And another one is on the organic expansion. So together, these two paths will deliver growth beyond in terms of double digits. So in terms of M&Ps, we have completed 5 M&Ps since listing, but particularly for last year, 2021, we have 4 M&Ps. The first one being GoPack, which is a full service packaging. The headquarters is based in UK. The network of customers in Europe, UK and US, but the facilities, manufacturing facilities in Vietnam. Later in the middle of the year, we have done 2 significant deals. One is the acquisition of 70% share in Duitan. Duitan is the leader in rigid plastic packaging in Vietnam. So that gives us a very significant footprint in terms of the polymer packaging in Vietnam. Another one is Intan, which is a corrugated carton in Indonesia. That one also helped expand our downstream operation, as well as increasing the integration with our upstream operation at Fajar. And later in the year, we acquired Delta Lab, which is a specialist in medical supplies and labware in Spain. And that actually fulfill our rationale in entering the primary packaging part of the healthcare and medical, which is a very high growth and high profit segment. So you see that we have very much an active M&P going on in the last year. But in terms of organic expansions, we also have key projects that we implemented. 7 of them, actually 4 completed in 2021 and 3 ongoing. But if you look at here, the packaging paper expansion in the Philippines, it's already completed in February, so it's already commercial run. So as of today, only 2 projects are remaining. One is on the pressboard and molded pulp for food service packaging in Thailand and Vietnam, which will materialize toward the middle of the year, as well as the packaging paper expansion in North Vietnam, which will complete and commercial run in 2024. So in total of this 12 projects, the capital expenditure for them would be roughly about 40 billion baht. And this will be one of the key drivers. There will be key drivers to for us to achieve double revenue in 2025 compared with the time we start listing in 2020. So that's on the growth. Next one will be on consumer solutions. So these are the part that will highlight what we did in 2021. If you look at the top part here, we have 2 items listed here. These are more on the B2B part of the business. On the left, top left, we established a second Inspire Solution Studio in Ratchaburi. The first one we had for a couple of years already in Pathum Thani, Nawanakon. There, it's very useful for the Inspire Solution Studio for the B2B customers to come and to see our, highlight of our technology, highlight of our capability. They can see various solutions, whether it's fiber, whether it's polymer or plastic. They can see what kind of products or technology we have that would help them, our B2B customer, to fulfill their packaging needs. So that has been very welcomed by them. It's very efficient. They get to work together with the product design team and deliver a very customized solution to them. So we expand that in our second location in Ratchaburi. Another one is we start the first design award in Vietnam. And as we move closer toward consumer solutions, Thailand, we have done quite a bit already on that front. So we will start doing more in Vietnam, where we have now substantial presence to establish the network and the capability of for the packaging industry, and particularly for SCGP. We do start this kind of award to kick off the ideas, to kick off to start establishing local expertise and local network, which the idea is that we will have built this kind of solution capability similar to Thailand. On the middle row here, we have 2 solutions which are more focused on e-commerce. On the left-hand side, actually serve the e-commerce merchants. We have omni-channel, both storefront as well as on the website, where customers who engage in e-commerce can buy packaging products and accessories that they need in order to fulfill their e-commerce delivery and the e-commerce business. On the right-hand side, this pack is about food service packaging. This is an online platform in the form of a startup which we spin off, and they have been growing very fast. Customers who have food service requirement in terms of packaging can come to the website and order their packaging needs there, can customize to put on their logo, their special design, and make order everything right on the web. So that's a 2 thing in the e-commerce. On the bottom part is the B2C that we've done. One is on the medical mask. This is a product that we co-designed with Chulalongkorn University. This is for doctors to operate safely in the medical room. It's using high-level polymer technology. So we did it together with the university, and that's successful already. And also another one is to leverage our nano technology to develop this Almine spray, which is with the nano technology, it's very smooth to the skin and can be used even for babies. So these are the things that we did. So together, our revenue that is consumer linked is already reaching about 71% of total by last year. So next, let's recap a little bit on financials. In 2021, you may have known this already. So we achieved sales growth and of 34%. EBITDA and core profit also grow in double digits, and our net profit reached about 8.3 billion for the last years. If we do it by segment, by our business chain, we'll see that both business chain actually achieve revenue growth of 34%. But the majority part, 85%, is on our integrated packaging business. And that one, EBITDA growth is slightly lower, at 2%. EBITDA margin is 15%. But for the fiber chain, the EBITDA growth is very significant, Part of it is also due to the special adjustment in terms of a one-time profit in terms of earn-out, GoPack. But excluding that, it's still a significant increase in terms of EBITDA. Moving on to our portfolio composition. As I mentioned, 85% is with integrated packaging chain. So half of our revenue is in the upstream packaging paper, 25% in the downstream fiber-based packaging, and about 8% is polymer. And the fiber chain account for about 15% of our revenue. In terms of market destination, Thailand is 43%, and other local operation, non-Thailand operation together, it's roughly also about 43%. Because if you take out the rest of the world, which are export markets, we can see that the part of Thailand income and non-Thailand revenue are pretty much symmetric, being ASEAN ex-Thailand about 40% of total. So that's a significant increase from last year, which is 32%. For this year, 2022, as we continue to expand our operation outside of Thailand, you will see this portion of ASEAN ex-Thailand increase. Next will be on our financial strength on our balance sheet. The net debt is about 36 billion at the end of last year, and net debt to EBITDA is 1.7. It's still quite healthy. We set our threshold of roughly about 3 times that we can do. Our DE is 0.7, and so that's the picture of our financial health. Next will be on capital expenditure. Capital expenditure for throughout the year, last year is 22.6 billion. The majority of it, about 18 billion, is for growth CapEx, whether it's M&P or organic expansion. So M&Ps, such as the 4 deals that I have talked about earlier, and also the expansion, which include the projects that we discussed. So the rest, about 4 to 5 billion a year, would be on the maintenance CapEx, ESG CapEx, things of that sort. So this recap the picture of SCGP for 2021. Next in 2022, Mr. Wikon, my colleague, will be the one to talk about. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Khun Thanadet Krab. So in terms of our strategic focus for this year, 2022, we circle our strategy around 4 essentials here on this page. First one is to, of course, continue our progressive growth with quality through merger and partnership and organic expansion. And we pursue the continuous development of packaging solutions, innovation, and e-commerce. And we also put high emphasis on the operational excellence, and we aim to be a leader in ESG and sustainability in our industry. And I would like to touch here a little bit also in terms of our effort to embed this into our culture, the importance of excellent executions of our business operation and expansions, and also the high level of engagement with both internal and external stakeholders. And we also aim to have a relentless pursuit of innovation through open-end imagination, as you can see on the right circle here. So next page. This will be a good summary of our growth pathway and key effort. So on the left-hand side, you will see that the natural growth rate of the packaging demand in Southeast Asia would be around GDP plus 1 to 2%. And of course, some sector would have the higher growth comparing to other. For example, the e-commerce CAGR in the last 5 years would be around 20% plus, and also the same for years going forward. And in terms of the consumption per capita, ASEAN is still pretty much lower comparing to developed market. So these indicate huge growth opportunities in terms of packaging. And same goes for the healthcare spending per capita, which imply a big opportunity to grow for Delta Lab, in which they operate in the high growth segment of medical supply and labware products. Okay. So in terms of our key effort, we highlight into 3 parts here. The first one is, of course, to expand our consumer link top line. This will help us strengthen the business model into B2B2C and B2C. And second one would be to enlarge the growth of our business also in ASEAN and beyond. Of course, in ASEAN, we would say about the four strategic countries, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines will be the country that we are focusing on. And also by saying beyond, I would like to touch a little bit here that we don't have a limitation in terms of the location of our investment as long as fit with our long-term growth directions or strategic direction. For example, you will see that we complete MNP in Delta Lab and GoPack last year, which were the company based in Europe, right? But both are in the high growth consumer link segment, which is the segment that we would like to expand into. The third one would be to enhance the bespoke downstream business. So this would help us moving closer to the consumer with our broad and deep business offering, product offerings. Next, please. This page is a good story on our effort to strengthen the fibrous business with the expansion of full service packaging. So on the right-hand side, you see the composition of the top line of fibrous business at the moment, at the end of 2021. Half of our revenue, of course, still printing, writing papers. Around 25% is the sales of pulp to the external customers. And the food service packaging now reached around 1/4 of the total revenue of fibrous business already. And then we aim to increase this food service packaging, which is a fast growing segment, to be more than 1/3 of fibrous business revenue going forward. So the progress of this expansion is proceeding well, especially after the MNP in GoPack last year, which allow us to have an access to global customer network in the US, in Europe, and also in the UK. So on the left-hand side are our notable customer group of food service packaging, namely the food service distributor, or this global fast food chain, cash and carry wholesaler in the Western market, and also the notable restaurant and street food names around Southeast Asia. So I touch here that the ongoing organic expansion that Khun mentioned of food service packaging in Thailand, Vietnam, would yield an additional 25% of the food service capacity. And this expansion would not have been possible without the incoming customer order from GoPack overseas customer network. Okay, next please. So this page is a good reference point in terms of how we build on SCGP consumer solution capabilities. So we position ourselves as the unique one-stop packaging solution provider in ASEAN. And the 4 boxes here represent the key industry that our customers are in. And if I may give an example of this one-stop solution, for example, in F&B industry, we provide from primary packaging, which directly contact the product of the brand owner. Secondary packaging, which is all this attractive packaging that you usually see when you go to the supermarket as a second layers, and all through to the packaging for logistic purpose and also the service that come along all through the supply chain of our customers. So if the customers would like to launch the new product or product categories or new collection, they can just come to us to find solutions for all their packaging needs or requirements. Okay, so next page is a good summary for the synergies that come along with our last 5 MNPs. And I will not go into detail one by one here, but I will touch a little bit on the 4 boxes on the left-hand side, which represent the key area where we would like to aim to obtain the synergy from the MNPs, right? The obvious one would be the orange one, the customer, to enhance the customer network. Just to give you some example, for example, in Sovi, which is the MNP that we did in Vietnam, with the incoming customer network of Sovi, which is mainly MNC customers. This allow our operation over there to pursue a lot of cross-selling in countries with the new customers. So the next one, another one that is our main synergies area would be the cost saving. So this can be in the form of pool sourcings, raw materials, or reduction in finance interest costs. Once the target company be part of the SCG, become part of the SCGP families. On the right-hand side, the operation excellence and know-how, I would like to mention that we have the so-called PPMI, which is the pre and post merger integration plan, which start even as early as during the due diligence process. This so-called PPMI will allow us to identify and monitor the progress of the synergy that we can derive from each deal. For example, the best practice that we can share in terms of the technical and operational excellence, and also the management know-how and so forth. Okay, so next page would be a summary of the ESG rating and recognition that we already complete at the end of last year. So on the top part would be mentioned about our participation with the SET. So not only we engage with them, we also receive a notable ESG award from the Stock Exchange of Thailand. And another one would be to the fact that we also engage with the independent ESG rating entities in EcoVadis, and we achieved the gold rating status from EcoVadis last year. The bottom half of the page is actually our notable achievement from the voluntary participation with the S&P Global rating ESG. So we achieved the silver class rating last year, and if you look on the three elements here, E, S, and G, you see that we achieved a very high score for all the elements. And in fact, we are one of the top 4 in terms of the ESG score of all the packaging companies globally last year from S&P Global. Okay, through the next page, this is our direction and plan to achieve net zero in 2050, which is our announcement, key announcement on ESG story last year. So we set so-called vital strategy to achieve this net zero from both the reduction and removal effort of GHG emissions. Right? So for GHG reduction, which is roughly around 80% of our effort, we aim to gradually increase the renewable energy portion, while also continue to enhance the production efficiency from the best available technologies. And the remaining 20% would be from the GHG removal, which we are currently obtaining the so-called GHG credit through the reforestation project, or NCS, Natural Climate Solutions, in our operation in Thailand, and also explore on the CCUS technologies for future adoptions. So next, may I pass this over to Kunalande for the key takeaways.
Yes, so this will to recap what we plan in 2022, which we believe that our growth journey will continue. We set our target revenue of at least 140 billion baht. And in order to support the growth in our next 5 years, we also plan for the capital expenditures of about 100 billion baht in total. So that's roughly about 20 billion baht a year. And with the end in mind that we want to grow and moving closer toward our consumer solutions through using innovations and sustainability. So that's recap our presentation for this morning, and I guess the next part will be for Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you, Ka.
Okay, I think the time is up now. So the session has come to an end. On behalf of the Stock Exchange of Thailand, we would like to thank you very much, investor and SCG Packaging, for joining the conference. We hope to welcome you all again in the next quarter. Thank you very much, and have a good day.